What if I told you that bad credit isn't the reason you can't get business funding? Most people think that if their credit is bad, that they're stuck, but that's just not true. We recently helped a client get access to $158,000 in business funding, even though they had a bankruptcy on their record. And here's the best part. More than half of that money came with 0% interest for the next 12 months. How? They didn't let bad credit stop them. They used a simple bank-approved strategy that you can use too. The truth is, real entrepreneurs never let a lack of capital hold them back from pursuing great opportunities. If the opportunity is good enough, there's always a way to get the money. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to unlock funding, even if your credit is holding you back. So with that being said, let's get into it. Now, if you've got bad credit, you might think getting business funding is impossible. Maybe you've applied for a loan before and got denied, or maybe you've heard people say you need a 750 plus credit score in order to get business funding. But that's not the whole story. The real reason banks deny funding isn't just about your score, it's about the risk. Banks will always look at your credit profile, your debt history, and your financial behavior to determine if you're a safe bet. So if your credit history has late payments, bankruptcies, or even high utilization, they see you as a high risk, even if your business is doing well. But that does not mean that you're out of options. It just means that you need to play the game differently. And that's where credit partners come in. Now, let me break this down with a real life example. So we had a client that had a bankruptcy on their credit report. They were in the process of repairing their credit, but that can take months, sometimes even years. Meanwhile, they needed funding right away in order to continue growing their business. So what did they do? They brought in a credit partner. A credit partner can be a business associate, a family member, or even a trusted investor who has good credit and meets the bank's lending criteria for business funding. So here's how the strategy works. So the first thing they did is they set up a separate LLC, and the credit partner was 90% owner of this business just for funding purposes. And this is important because banks typically require anyone applying for business funding needs to own at least 25% of the company. And another reason why this worked is because the client only applied for business funding that required stated income and projected revenue. So there were no financial docs or anything required in order for them to get approved for this funding. They just need to properly set up business, and they just needed great personal credit. Number two is that the credit partner applied for business funding only using their credit and their properly set up LLC. And since the business already existed and had a solid structure, the credit partner's strong credit profile made it easy for them to get approved. And number three, after submitting those applications, we secured a total of $158,000 in funding for this client. And with that capital, they scaled their car rental business, increasing both their fleet and their revenue. Now here's where it gets even better. Once our client finishes fixing their credit, they can repeat the process, this time using just their own credit profile. That means they could potentially double the amount of funding that they have access to. Imagine going from $158,000 in business funding to over $300,000 just because you structured things in the right way from the very beginning. This is the real power of understanding how banks think and knowing exactly what they're looking for. And once you know how to structure things properly, you're no longer limited to your own personal credit. You can help your business partners, your family members, and your entire circle get access to capital too. I mean, just think about it. If you and 4 of your close business partners all understood the strategy, and each of you were able to access $150,000 or more in business funding, that'll be over $500,000 that you guys can pool together to invest, acquire assets, and scale your businesses faster than you ever could alone. And this is just one of the many creative funding strategies that you can use to help you move forward, even if your credit isn't perfect right now. But the key is taking action. There's a powerful saying that applies to business. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And that couldn't be more true when it comes to securing funding. The smartest entrepreneurs know that success isn't just about what you can do. It's about leveraging the right partnerships to go further, faster. So if you found this valuable, like this video so more people can learn these strategies. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications because I'm going to drop even more advanced funding strategies in the next upcoming videos. And if you want hands-on guidance on getting funding for your business, check out the video in the description below to learn how you can get a free custom-tailored funding plan that shows you exactly what you need to do in order to get the funding that you're looking for. So with that being said, my name is Jalil Nash, and I'll see you guys in the next video.